Flowing out of Cape Town, South Africa, a vast network of highways spreads out across the Western Cape Province. The N2 is the country's longest tarred road, running the length of South Africa's coast before turning inland to the economic heartland of Gauteng. The N1 is the Cape's busiest road, with stretches carrying up to 150,000 vehicles per day. The R27 traverses the harsh west coast before linking with the N7, which stretches northwards to the desert border with Namibia. Dedicated to keeping these roads safe and traffic flowing are the men and women of the Western Cape Highway Patrol. In this episode, Provincial Inspector Hopa is back at work after a well-deserved break and is out protecting N2 road users, regardless of whether they have 2 legs or 4.
The thing is with goats, they follow each other. So if one's in the road, then it's a party.
And Senior Provincial Inspector Camerinne Swanepoel and colleagues from across the province flood the N1 with blue lights, aiming to stem the lawlessness and carnage as taxis rush between the Eastern Cape and Cape Town. Provincial Inspector Nombasa Hopa is back at work after a well-deserved break and heading out from the Somerset West Weighbridge to patrol the N2.
Control Delta 25.
Good morning, 25.
Good morning, Control. I'll be 10-8 on the N2 from Shadow Center to outbound up to Grabo. It's a good day today. You're in a good mood. OB number, please.
When I speak to you, I'm always in a good mood. Lawless 15-2.
Copy that. Thank you. Everything is back to normal. Schools are opened. The results are out. Obviously, that automatically puts alcohol with all of that. It's very close to month end. It's going to be havoc. Today we're doing highway visibility. We're going to take on the N2 inbound and outbound, and then cross over to at both directions as well. And then we're going to go on the St. Lord's bus.
There's some admin that needs to be sorted out as she gets back into the swing of things, and she's in a relaxed mood as she makes her way to the Shadow Alcohol Evidentiary Center in Athlone.
I finished my advanced diploma in public admin, AUWC 2019, and I'm now looking into going into forensics in the law faculty, AUWC again, Klonyak. So, forensics, the grand traffic.
Unfortunately, the holiday vibes don't last very long, as an errant motorist ill-advisedly decides on a belated lane switch directly in front of her.
What are you doing? Chief, you are in the right turn only lane. You are telling me that you indicated. The lane says 10 right only. So, okay. The guy behind you has got nothing to do with what the law says, that 10 right only. And you do what you want to do. And you tell me you indicated. Your license, please, sir.
At first, she's inclined to be lenient and let him off with a stern warning. But the motorist is unrepentant, and her first day back is off to a bad start.
He put out his hand to ask the taxi driver if he can come through. So according to him, if he asks for permission, then it's fine. Yep, that's how we start the day today. He's on an only right turn lane with an arrow turning right. It's just here for like ornament, just to make the streets nicer, man, with the color and yellow and all of that. Match with our cars and the reflective, you know? One of those.
Trying to put the bad start behind her, PI Hopa is soon back on the N2, pondering the mindset of motorists who seem determined to break the rules of the road designed to keep them alive.
Are those nuns? Eh? Lewena, are your ornaments, then? The new style most is to put the safety belt behind. That's a cool move. Comes a partial accident, fly through the windscreen. Insurance, sorry. And they can detect, ne? Because of la impact. So it's driver mentality, coolness, in brackets. And also, look, people around me don't do it. Why must I do it? Forgetting my safety actually, not for people around me. Look at that guy, he's so shocked that he has to wear a safety belt.
It's been a relatively uneventful morning when PI Hopa notices a visibly distracted driver on her cell phone and springs into action. This time, she's ready to issue a fine, but when she hears the distraught woman's story, her compassion and good judgment come into play.
So,
The matric school results have just been released, and this mother is frantically trying to locate her daughter who went out with friends to see how they had fared.
Unibonise i-chat okanye i-call okanye ntoni. Ndiyona ndibonisa because kaloku mna ingxaki ndisebenza ngee-cameras kule moto, you understand? So ke ngoku nam
Molweni sisi. Ndicela uthetha babe ndikufonela malunga nantoni wethu.
It's her daughter that went out with another friend, but she doesn't have the friend's number. So she's calling the mother of the friend to get hold of her child via the friend. And the mother confirmed now she found the child. We are all human at the end of the day, but I'm not saying Indayen's right. But her reasoning, and she's telling the truth. We called the other parent, she confirmed. And you know, this day and time, when it comes to crime and GBV and all of that, one has to be on toes. I'm not saying that what she did is an exception, you know? But I felt for this incident that the priority is the child, not the fine that I'm gonna issue.
Being a provincial inspector is not only about writing fines. Sometimes there are better ways to educate and alter driver behavior. But some motorists push the boundaries way too far to have any reasonable expectation of empathy.
When a car is driving too slow, there's something distracting him from the normal speed. You can't be driving 50, 60. So hence, I drove a bit faster just to see what's happening. You know, he could be sick. And as I approached, his head was down, safety belt not on, so I stopped him. Good day, sir. I'm driving next to you. You're looking 1 second up and 5 seconds down. Can I please have your license? You don't have your license? He said, look, I'm going through a lot. I asked him for the license akanayo. He's just going through a lot. He was smash and grabbed last week, so I'm presuming he's trying to tell me that his license is there. His smash and grab doesn't say anything about the phone that he's busy on now and the safety belt that's not on. So I had to go ahead.
Sorry for the...
Have a good one.
Back on the road, PI Hopa soon spots a young pedestrian walking along the shoulder of the busy highway. Pedestrian fatalities are all too frequent on this stretch of road, many involving children, and she's quick to intervene.
So, two.
Mama.
Ngapha uhlala ngubani? Yo, khawunxibe imask ungena ndiyokubeka phaa. Uyayazi phofu into yasefreeway injani? Awugilisa abantwana apha kufreeway, iyazi loo nto le? File sichole apho izihlangu zena eziyi-1. Umntana omncinci ugiliswe ziimoto kufreeway, iyazi uba akuhanjwa kufreeway.
Many of the impoverished migrants who move to Cape Town in search of work live in informal housing settlements flanking the N2 and frequently cross the busy freeway, unaware of how invisible and vulnerable they are.
That's one of the most dreadful scenes I'm not saying when an adult dies it's better, but when you hear on the radio that it's a 12-year-old boy or 7-year-old girl, it's just horrific.
For PI Hopa, the job is more about serving and protecting. And as she continues her patrol, the next set of would-be road users she saves are of the four-legged kind.
Herding. Ava, herding. The thing is with goats, they follow each other. So if one's in the road, then it's a party. There is normally a herd guy, but on Fridays, at a half day.
Herding goats in a patrol car is not something that the inspectors of the Western Cape Highway Patrol are trained to do. But for Provincial Inspector Nombasa Hopa, it's all in a day's work.
Purmaga plan, baba.
As the holidays end, members of the Western Cape Highway Patrol are gathered from across the province for a special operation aimed at flooding the road with blue lights in an all-out effort to protect the tens of thousands of commuters returning to the Western Cape. Amongst the dedicated inspectors risking life and limb to protect and educate road users is Senior Provincial Inspector Camerinne Swanepoel.
So tonight we are in Beaufort West. There's a special operation going on here in terms of the high volumes of traffic that's inbound and outbound. My patrolling route will be between Beaufort West, Liugamka, and the Prince Albert Tunnel.
This 200-kilometer stretch of road has been dubbed the Road of Death. The Western Cape Highway Patrol are out in force with the best vehicles equipped with the latest technology to protect the commuters returning to the Western Cape.
We have officers here from Caledon, Somerset West, Vredenburg, Knysna, George, and Mossel Bay, including obviously myself, who's from Worcester. We are all here for the same goal.
After briefing the inspectors, SPI Swanepoel and colleagues head out to stem the carnage in this high-intensity special operation.
Done. Especially between Beaufort West and Prince Albert, they are known for their accidents. I mean, we've lost a lot of lives here. We have over 20 newly branded GTIs here. We have 5 unmarked GTIs here. Because we are driving an unmarked vehicle, we'll move with the strings of the traffic so that we can pick up on those violations easier.
The inspectors spring straight into the action, knowing full well that this is going to be a long and busy night.
Is it all right?
2 kids.
2 kids?
They are laying there, just sit on the ground.
Yeah, so overload.
So I think, yeah, because the kids might go straight in the seat.
Yes.
Public transport. So
Yes, nobody's wearing safety belts. I just want to stop this taxi here in front of me now. Just stand by for me, man, for assistance. Yeah, the lights is off. Good evening. Driver's license and permit, please. Yeah, I'm stopping you because your lights is down, your trailer lights. Think there's overload.
Yeah, there's a guy lying there in the passage.
Oh, I see. Here's a crap. What is this for? I'm sorry. It's a seat. It's what's happening with the passenger lying here in your passage. He's supposed to have a seat, even if he is a designated driver. You see, if something happens, there's no safety belt for him, so there's nothing to cover him, and that is a problem. So I want you to call your taxi friends, another taxi, put him in another taxi, né?
For taxi drivers and operators, there are 2 ways to increase profits: overload and drive as fast as you can for as long as you can. But the inspectors have the latest technology on hand to prevent crashes resulting from driver fatigue.
Yeah, you see, the screen is picking up on a lot of fatigue drivers. It's fatigue drivers. We have fatigue management, right? Which means you have been driving for a long distance and you must rest. Né? It then gives us the opportunity to tell you, listen, take a break. It's a cool thing that we can manage the possible fatigue drivers.
With the high volumes of traffic and no warning triangle behind them, this stranded vehicle is a disaster waiting to happen.
Guys, waiting for help, man. But it says it's not working as well and it doesn't have a triangle.
Nothing.
Nothing.
From where's your help coming? Cape Town. Oh my goodness.
It's over 400 kilometers to Cape Town, so it's going to be a long wait before help
Cape
arrives.
Town is 4 hours away now. So I've asked one of the night shift officers just to go stand there, just for visibility behind that car, because you know anything can happen, especially now they're in the dark. Let's just check there, that person going the rear line, you see? Don't these sirens so false. You are passing a lot of vehicles here on a barrier line.
Yes, on a bus is full.
I did see the bus, but remember, just because the bus is overtaking, that doesn't mean you must overtake as well.
SPI Swanepoel gives this driver a hefty fine and a stern warning.
What is your 20?
I'm here. Is it you driving with us to Texas here? Let's go check, guys, what's going on here.
As SPI Swanepoel pulls up to assist a fellow inspector, he's amazed to find that it's the same taxi he fined less than an hour ago.
My brother, didn't I just give you a fine?
Yes, giving fine.
James, I gave this man just now a fine. This is the second time now, so it's an arrest. No, my brother, man.
What do you need? This one? Burial line. That one? Burial line.
Oh, very alive.
It's the main cause of accidents. And it's just because the drivers are tired and they want to rush to get to their locations, man. Because they also want to go rest and they don't want to wake up the other people.
That driver is very tired, so they're gonna drive that taxi to the garage where they're gonna give that driver the instruction to not drive any further and stop the operations for the night.
I think we made a difference so far. It is difficult with the volumes and the driver behavior, so the challenges is there, but we're trying our best.
We don't back down for anything. We are here to enforce the law.
Brakes! Mr. Brakes! No reverse laps. Okay, there's one. There's one.
Did you take any alcohol?
No.
Are you 100% sure?
Yes, I'm going to do it.
Gentleman is doing a systematic check on your vehicle.
Okay.
To see if it's roadworthy. You must know if it's found to be unroadworthy, your disc will be removed.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. The battery is loose.
No one is wearing a seatbelt in the vehicle. And you don't use alcohol in the vehicles when you're driving. Man. You've got children in the vehicle also.
Okay, you can't do that.
But you're still doing it. You're allowing this guy to do it.
Because that one is not driving.
It doesn't matter if he's not driving. No alcohol must be used in the vehicle. Okay?
I'm apologize about that.
Is him section 56, Mr. Walito?
Yes.
I think you can switch your lights
I have
off
an issue
long.
for the seatbelts and for the defects in the vehicle, which I did explain to you.
It's almost 1 a.m. when SPI Swanepoel receives the call he's been dreading all night.
Yeah, by Prince Albert Road, no? Here's a 1050, man. We need an ambulance there. Is it possible that you can make that arrangements for us? And so at the moment, there's currently a 1050. That means it's an accident, a crash. So we'll see now what the situation is there.
This crash site is spread over a large area, and at first, it's hard to figure out just what happened.
Yes, positive, I'm here, no? I'm here. I just stopped here, I just arrived.
The taxi is that one. who lost the trailer and went in the ditch, and there's also a party in front, hit them from behind and then he lost control.
Amazingly, this four-vehicle crash has only one casualty in need of medical attention.
Yeah, the impact, she's complaining of back injuries, but she is laying on the road here. So far, that's the only injuries of for now.
Just happy that there's no fatalities here. And I mean, I just spoken to one of my officers that was deployed here. They were just 2 kilometers away from the accident, which means here were visibility. I mean, the accident still happened. But at the end of the day, we can only try and we can't do more than that. Guys, are you all right?
Into eyenzeka ngexesha sibhizi besithandaza kuba siza hamba le ndlela. Siye sabona ke ngokuthi ibhaki ibiphithizela endleleni ihamba kakude. Lona ke ngoku uyowela ngaphaya umntu, ila taxi yowela ngaphayana ebephepha la bhaki. Kanti ekuphepheni kwakhe uzongena kuthi. Yaye yethu ke ngoku zonke yayilombotsho ke ngoku.
While the inspectors and rescue services are busy clearing the site, a passing taxi passenger tries to get a better look at the action, but got a closer view than he bargained for.
While we were standing here, we heard like a bang sound, and it was one passenger that fell out of the taxi while the taxi was in motion. Yeah, luckily the EMS services was closed, but he's fine. He also just suffered slight injuries to the head and to his legs.
The irate taxi driver had little sympathy for his curious passenger and has left him on the roadside.
Because I'm trying to call the number that he was dialing, but the number is on voicemail.
It's now up to the inspectors to make sure he gets the attention he needs and gets safely off the road.
It gets really chaotic sometimes in terms of, let's say here happens an accident, 5 kilos onwards, there's another accident. But luckily, for now, yesterday, we didn't have something like that yet. But it always gets busy, definitely. In the next few minutes, we'll open the road and we'll be on our way from here.
Thankfully, there have been no serious incidents yet, but with this kind of driver behavior, it's just a matter of time.
It's very dangerous. Luckily, there came no vehicles in front. They did. It's a barrier line and it's beside the bend. The taxi kind of had to move away. It's reckless. Can you just come and assist me, please? He overtook on a blind rise, and there was an oncoming vehicle that had to make space for him. So that was my biggest concern. This guy is reckless. He's making reckless moves. Copy. Chief, I'm Mr. Swanepoel, no? I am Mr. Swanepoel. I work provincial traffic. No? You are reckless. Chief, you are reckless. No? You are driving behind 2 buses. You overtake on a barrier line and on a blind rise of which you can see nothing. That is a problem for me. No? I'm arresting you for reckless and negligent driving. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be held against you in the court of law. I brought him to Beaufort West Police Station, where I registered the case reckless and negligent driving. Chief, there's your car, ne? It's safe. No incidents, no accidents, ne? Brother, you see your car, ne? I booked him in the cells, no injuries. So he's there. He will tomorrow morning. He brought him before court. The prosecution authorities will take further processes with him. That's the only way you can learn not to do that again.
In the next episode, the Western Cape Highway Patrol members from Vredenburg, Worcester and Laingsburg team up for a marathon relay with oversized batons as they escort some abnormally large critical infrastructure from the Saldanha seaside to the Sutherland Desert. Provincial Inspector Hopa enjoys a peaceful Sunday shift on the N2, which is not without its own share of sometimes shocking surprises. And Senior Provincial Inspector Valentino Ardenser attends to a variety of things going up in smoke on the N1.